A very good morning to every one of you present here. I must welcome all of you, first of all, to Lakshmi Vilas, then to Pulankurichi, then to Tamil Nadu, and then to India as a country. So welcome to all of you. I hope you're enjoying your stay in India. Now, I must thank the family of Mr. Valliappa and Chocko and others for inviting me to speak on this occasion. This is a very historic occasion because this house, Lakshmi Vilas, was built in the year 1922. So it's about 100 years old. So you must understand that it must have housed at least 4 or 5 generations so far. And I'm sure it will continue to house several more generations. You can't imagine such buildings anymore. But I must indeed be very thankful because it has also given us a chance to receive all of you and to tell us something about the background of the Nagaratha community. Now I'll quickly run through this video. I mean, there will be a thing. Can you go back on the slides, please? Okay. Now we're going to talk to you a little about the Natukottai Nagarathas, also known as the Natukottai Chettiars. And in 2004 AD, we were supposed to have started off at Kanchipuram near Chennai. And then in 2312 AD, we moved into Kaveri Pumpattinam near Mailadurai, which is closer to the shore, the seashores. And the reason why we moved to Chettinad in 3775 AD in Sivagangai district is because I believe having lived on the shores, people were very much worried about water flowing into the house during floods. So they chose the driest of areas. Chettinad is very dry, not much of rains, and they said no water should come in. Not only did they come to Chettinad, but they also took the precaution to make sure that the houses were built on huge platforms. You must have climbed a few steps to come into this building, to this house. The reason is simply to ensure that we don't allow water, the rainwater or the flood water to come in. That was the kind of feeling that the Chettiar community had before we moved into Chettinad. Now this is how we originated, so we now live in a place called Chettinad, where you're all here now. Now about the community, it's a very small community, just 1,25,000 people, less than about 0.1 million. If you want me to say in millions. Just a very small community. We speak Tamil, that's our language. Religion is Hinduism, and the region we live is Chettinad, about which we will move on to the next slide. Yeah. Now, Chettinad is about 600 square kilometers, consisting of about 96 villages. We have 9 temples in Sivagangai district. Now we have these 9 temples, I'm sure you know these are the clan temples. All the Chettiar families are in one way or the other connected to one of these temples. So we belong to 9 temples, these are called the clan temples, and every family is attached to one of these 9 temples. Yeah, these are the clan temples, I said the 9 of them. Of course, they are, called Ilayatangudi, Ilippakudi, Iraniur, Mathur, Nemam, Pillayarpatti, Surakudi, Vairvanpatti, and Velankudi. Now, these are the 9 temples, and I can have the pictures quickly on the screen. Yeah, I'll quickly run through these. Yeah, I just wanted you to have a look at some of these temples. Please. Yeah, move on, please. These are the clan temples. Okay, fine. The next slide, please. Now, ancestral business of the Chettiar community. Let's go to that. We were basically into rice cultivation in Burma, now called Myanmar. Tea and coconut plantations in Ceylon, now called Sri Lanka. Rubber plantations and tin factories in Malaya, now called Malaysia. Now these were the three countries, Burma, Ceylon and Malaya, now called Myanmar, Sri Lanka and Malaysia, with which our community was basically connected at the very beginning. Yes. We were basically a trading and money lending community. Gems, pearls, silk, spices and salt were the commodities with which people started off trading at the very beginning. Overseas connections, even long before globalization. We're talking about globalization now, but long before globalization, the Chettiar community was already looking at the world as one. We were looking at the globe as a universe. And you know, we had connections, 1805 in Kandy and Colombo in Sri Lanka, 1824 in Penang, Malaysia and also in Singapore, 1852 in Rangoon in Burma and later on in Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand. Now these were the countries with which most of our people had some trade connections or the other. Yeah. The Chettinad mansions. Of course, I must tell you that this is one of the many mansions in Chettinad. Of course, your wonderful houses. This is a beautiful house. 1919, just 3 years for them to build. No architects, no great engineering, technology, but beautifully built. And I want all of you to admire this house. You'll have plenty of time to go around. The beautiful paintings. You know, and I'm very happy that we are all here to celebrate the 100 years of this house. And you know, this house, as I told you, has housed many generations and it will house many more generations. It's a beautiful house. I want all of you to enjoy your stay at this home. Now, all these houses were built with the best of building material imported from various countries. If you look at the marble, it must have been from Italy. If you look at the teak that is used, it must have been from Burma. And if you look at every small thing, you know, it must have come from somewhere else because India did not have anything at that stage. Today, India is different, a lot different from what it used to be pre-independence. And you know, the days when these houses were built 100 years before, everything had to come from outside the country. And imagine this kind of a building was built with so much of imports. Yeah. Just a few pictures of some of these houses in Chettinad. Quickly run through, yes sir? Yeah. This is the Chettinad Palace, which you must have seen in Karnataka. I think you're all staying in Bisalam. Is that Bisalam? You're staying in Bisalam? Okay. Close to the place where you're staying is this house, where you could also plan a visit. Yeah. And then this is some of the interiors of some of these houses. Quickly please, yes. The aerial view of one of the houses in Chettinad. One more. Yeah? Okay. That's fine. Now let's talk about, go back to the Chettinad cuisine. Now, you get the best of food in Chettinad. It's spicy but very tasty. We are food-loving people. Basically, the Nagaratar community, we are a very food-loving population. We are very good hosts. Do you agree? Yes? Yeah, I'm sure Chocko must have displayed a lot of hospitality. Yes, he's a good host himself. Personal care and attention. You know, we always make sure that our guests are given personal care. Anyone coming in, we just say hello, talk to each one of them. We say Vanga, Vanga, Vanga. Vanga means welcome, welcome, welcome. And we make sure that everybody is comfortable all through your stay with us. Yeah? You want to shift a little? Yeah. Not even seen, sorry. So sorry about it. Okay. So we were talking about people being food-loving, good hosts, personal care and attention, and cooking is an inborn talent in most women. I suppose, you know, the Chettiar women are excellent cooks. You know, they make the best of food. So give them a big round of applause. Yes. Indeed. Sometimes I find men cooking better, but still, women are very good cooks. A wedding breakfast. I want all of you to understand that this is the kind of display that you will see on the table when you enter into a wedding house for a breakfast. You know, you can see the display of, you know, usually we have about 11 items served for breakfast. You know, 11 items, and the breakfast in Chettinad is excellent. I want all of you to go through it. I'm sure you must be going through all this. Yes, please move on. This is called the Vella Paniyaram. It's a very famous dish in Chettinad. This is Vella Paniyaram, which I want all of you to taste. I'm sure you will get a chance. Please move on. The Chettinad chicken, very spicy. I'm sure it must be too spicy for those from the United States, but still, make a try. Nothing to worry. Yes, once. Then we have this mutton. We call this the Uppu curry. You know, the mutton Uppu curry, which is also supposed to be one of the finest delicacies in Chettinad. Yes, please. And then we have the Chettinad snacks. You know, very popular. You have the Murukku, the Thengulal, the Managolam, the Chipuchidai, Maavurandai, and all kinds of things. You know, these are excellent food. I mean, I wish you could take home when you go back from the to the United States. I'm sure Chocko must be able to organize something for them. Some Chettinad snacks for you to carry back and also to remember us wherever you are. Okay, let's move on. Basic instincts of Nagarathar community. I want all of you to know that we are very religious people. We have faith in religion. We are very God-fearing. You know, we think and we believe that there is someone above us who is controlling us. So we are all basically God-fearing. We are honest. Yes, Nagarathar community is known for its honesty. We are also very humble. We don't try to put on too much of, there's no big noise about it. We are not very loud. We're very humble in the sense we believe that all of us belong. We start and end with the same. Life is the same to all of us. So humility is a part of the Nagarathar community. Hard-working, of course, no doubt about it, because you must see that way back, even 100 years before, people were very, very hard-working. Hospitable, I don't have to repeat that. Intelligent, yes. I'm sure with the, intelligence is an inborn quality in the Nagarathar community. And I want you to understand that intelligence and integrity is a rare combination. We have a lot of intelligent people all over the world. But when it comes to integrity, there is a deficit. There is a surplus of intelligence, but a deficit of integrity. But Nagarathar community has always maintained a balance between intelligence and integrity. We always keep saying that intelligence without integrity is worse than illiteracy. So we have illiteracy as a problem. India had illiteracy as a problem, not much now, many years ago. But intelligence without integrity is very dangerous for the world. We are simple, yes. Basically, we very, very simple living, high thinking, straightforward and charitable. Because charitable, you must, we'll come to that a little later, but we have built several schools, colleges. I'm sure you must know that Sona Institute of Technology. You have a school in Pulankurichi also, I think. The school. There are plenty, I don't have to name them, but they are all most of the families have done charitable, a lot of charity, education, health, so plenty of things which I can go on explaining, but I just want you to know that. And then there's one more thing I wanted to say is that we are also being very law-abiding. We have been very law-abiding people. Basically, we don't want, and also peace-loving. We don't want to go and fight with anybody. Everybody wants to be peaceful and happy. So this is the kind of basic instincts that go with the people of the Nagarathar community. All right, please move on. Family values. Yes, please understand that this house is 100 years old. I'm sure plenty of marriages would have taken place in this. Plenty of family functions would have taken place in this. We still have lots and lots of things happening which makes sure that anyone living anywhere has to come to the ancestral house at least once or twice a year to remain rooted with the family. So rooted to the family means we want everyone to remember that your beginning has always been with the family. Your family is the foremost in life. So this is what we are trying to teach our children, inculcate into the minds of everyone that your family is the most important. Respect for elders. I'm sure you must know that we have a lot of respect. When you first entered this house, I think Chocko first introduced all of you to his grandparents. Yes, because he said they are the ones to whom I owe my existence, to whom Mr. Valliappa owes his existence. So we remember our ancestors and respect them, which is perhaps one of the basic instincts again in the Nagaratar community. Family values. Remembering the ancestors, we have a program at every house like this. We call that the Padappu. Padappu is a time when we pray for our ancestors. You know, we have a function where all our family members come. We spend a day just praying to the ancestors and expressing our gratitude for them and seeking their blessings, continued blessings. Now that's one way by which we remain rooted to the families and we protect the future of our children, because a lot of money is saved and kept for use at the future generations. I'm sure that some of the money that is being used by the present generation was accumulated by the father and grandfathers. You know, it's not that all the money was made by us, no. Chettiars are people who save for the future, ensure that 3 generations are safeguarded. This is how family values have been rooted into this community. Yes, sir. Education and religion. I want all of you to understand, we have constructed several schools and colleges, temples and chatrams. All over, if you go anywhere in India, you will see Nagaratar, Vidadi, Nagaratar, Chatram. You will see plenty of colleges and schools run by the community people. And you will also see a lot of temples. You know, people, having constructed temples, maintaining temples, we do a lot of renovation and a lot of things for the temples. So this is into education and religion. We have always done a lot for this. Yes, sir. I just would like to tell you that we are a small but significant community. Numerically small but potentially very powerful. And we are small in size but big in stature. This is something that I want you to understand. A small community having done so much. And I just would like all of you to remember that your visit to Chettinad is mainly meant for you to take home the fact that this is a community which has contributed towards nation building. Now we are proud to be Indians, we are proud to be Tamilians, we are proud to be a part of this universe, and I want to conclude by telling you that there are 2 very important words in English which the Nagaratar community always would like to rely on. One is equality and the other is unity. You know, equality and unity are 2 words which will keep the world together. Please understand. You know, many times I find, those days I remember, weapons were manufactured to fight wars. Today, wars are manufactured to sell weapons. This is the position. Why? Because we don't believe in equality, we don't believe in unity. If Russia is invading Ukraine today, it is just the lack of empathy. You know, we are talking about world peace, we are talking about understanding, but unfortunately, we are not able to bring it into practice. So I just would like to conclude by thanking the family for inviting me and by telling you that no matter how huge your house is, no matter how big your bank balance is, no matter how recent your car is, no matter how powerful your position in life is, at the end, the size of our graves will all be the same. Remember this. This is a very, very, very important message for every one of us across the globe, no matter whether you're an Indian, American, Australian, German, or whatever, British. The message is the same for all of us. We have all had the same beginnings, we have all had the same endings. Life is like a game of chess. Once the game is over, the king and the pawn go back into the same box. So let's remember that if there is any disease that we have to destroy from the face of this earth, it is ego. We will have to eradicate ego, and once ego is eradicated, I am sure that this world will be a much better place for all of us to live in. Once again, I welcome all of you and thank Chocko and Mr. Valliappa for inviting me to give a brief description about Chettinad. Of course, I can keep on speaking, but I know that we have limited time. Thank you very much. God bless you.